Welcome back, Sebastian here. So Formula 2 Monaco Sprint Race just finished, so let's get right into it. So Hadjar started on pole with Iwasa alongside on the front row. Good start by Hadjar, and basically all cars go single file into the first corner and up the hill, as is usual at Monaco. Some cars try to make a move at the hairpin, but to no avail. And then first action of the race, Miney is spun at the Nouvelle chicane, and he was basically hit by Novalak, who went a bit too deep into the Nouvelle chicane, spins him around, and it basically he spun kind of in a really awkward spot. So four cars basically got stuck, trapped behind his car, and they kind of stall. And this included Boschung, Nissany, as well as Leclerc and Hauger. And both Boschung and Nissany retire, and Hauger pits and then has to come back out, and then Leclerc just kind of got stuck in it. Lap 2, the virtual, and then it became a virtual safety car. However, at lap 2, it was changed to a full safety car, and the safety car eventually went all the way till lap 5. Lap 6, right at the end of the safety car, Iwasa passed Hadjar right away into turn 1, which I was really surprised by, because suddenly Iwasa passed him right away, and it was for the lead, which usually doesn't happen very easily. And then Hadjar came on the radio right away, and it turns out it was some kind of mechanical issue. At first he thought it was a puncture, but it seemed like it was something else, maybe a drive shaft. So really unfortunate for Hadjar to retire basically from the lead of the sprint race, and basically everyone else passes through going up the hill. Let's see, Martins locks up going into the Nouvelle chicane, skips the chicane but keeps the position. Lap 8, Novalak was given a 10-second penalty for the collision with Miney, which I think was fair. Hadjar basically had to come into the pits to retire. Basically he tried to keep going, but it looked like the problem was terminal, so very unfortunate for him. Lap 9, to make matters worse for Novalak, he was given another 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so a bit of a tough, very tough weekend for Novalak. Lap 11, Daruvilla setting fastest lap, so getting some good pace. Lap 13, Behrman oversteered, has an oversteer moment, exiting the first swimming pool chicane, but no harm done, didn't make any contact with the barriers. And at this point, both Iwasa and Daruvilla were starting to pull clear of Crawford in third place, so they both had really good pace. Lap 18, Martins had fastest lap. Lap 20, Vesti was starting to put pressure on Pourchaire. Lap 21, a couple of cars skipped the chicane, but they all seemed to hold position. And then lap 23, we got another safety car because Cordial is in the barriers, and it looked like he said something about Correa pushing him into the barriers. So basically into the barriers right before the casino hairpin corner, and the safety car of course was deployed. But we didn't really get a good view of it on the replay, so I'm not really sure what happened. Looked like maybe Cordial tried to go for a move and they went too wide, and then maybe there was some argy-bargy stuff with wheels. We weren't really sure. During the safety car, we got a replay of what looked like Maloney overtaking Doohan for P5, so we didn't see that. That was one of the few actual overtakes in the race, and we didn't see it live. Lap 23, safety car comes in. Lap 25, Behrman pits and retires. Basically, he came on the radio because of a bent front right. So it looks like he might have tapped a wall somewhere and broken the suspension. Lap 26, I wrote down issues for Daruvilla, but it looked like he was having problems with something, but it turns out it wasn't the case. Lap 27, Hauger cuts the Nouvelle chicane and goes a bit airborne on basically the sausage curve on the exit of the chicane. Looks like nothing happened, but hopefully no injury there. I know how many people don't like those curves because of the risk of back injury, because we've seen it multiple times in different series. I have to agree. Lap 28, Fittipaldi was putting pressure on Vesti for 9th place, I believe. And then final lap, Crawford was staying close into turn 1 with Daruvilla ahead, but to no avail. Daruvilla held the position. So that was your sprint race, and Iwasa of course takes the checkered flag to win the Monaco Sprint Race for Formula 2. So first Iwasa, second Daruvilla, third Crawford, fourth for sure, fifth Maloney, sixth Doohan, seventh Martins, eighth Pourchaire, ninth Vesti, 10th Fittipaldi, 11th Correa, 12th Benavides, 14th Stanek, 15th Mines, 16th Leclerc, 17th Hauger, and 18th last classified finisher was Novalak. Your retirements were Bierman, Cordio, Hadjar, Nissany, and Boshan. To your championship after the Monaco Sprint Race, we do have a change at the top of the leaderboard. Iwasa is top of the championship with 68 points. Pourchaire moves down to second with 66, Vasti third with 65, Behrman fourth with 41, Miney also with 41, Deruvula in sixth with 40, Hauger seventh with 38, let's see, Verschow in eighth with 34, Leclerc ninth also with 34, Boshan 10th with 33, Maloney 11th with 33, Fittipaldi with 31 points in 12th, Doohan with 29 points in 13th, and then we have Crawford with 22, Martins with only 19 down in 14th, I believe. Yeah, 14th. 15th we have, let's see, what is that? Fittipaldi, I believe. Yeah, Fittipaldi with 18 points. No, Hadjar with 18 points. I can't read my own writing. 16th, Correa with 5 points in 16th. Novalak with 2 points in, I think, 18th. And then 19th is Stanek with 1, 20th is Nissany with 0, 21st is Cordial with 0, and 22nd last in the championship is Benavides with 0. So that was all for the Monaco Sprint Race. I think pretty standard Monaco Sprint Race, obviously. With these sprint races, it really removes the one element of the races in Monaco that's interesting, which is the strategy. So, you know, you're really getting, with these sprint races, for Formula 2, you're really getting a procession, and that's kind of what we got. And so nothing really outside of what I expected. I think obviously a bit unfortunate for Hadjar, as he basically had a really easy win if the car hadn't failed. With that being said, a bit more intrigued more with the feature race, as there is going to be some strategy and some differences in strategy at that race. So thank you so much for watching. I'll be back in a little bit with the Formula 1 qualifying. As you can see, I'm not in my usual room, I guess, doing a race this weekend, not a car race, a running race. So that's why it's a bit different. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.